Alright, so a little fun fact about this journey video. I actually just shot it a couple hours ago when I was in Echo Park meeting with Rob, who I'm going to show you right now. This little picture of Rob right here. Rob is on a mission to meet 10,000 people, and I was number 1,708. And I shot it right out in Echo Park, but I just pulled up kind of towards the end of my Uber grind, and I wanted to show you guys beautiful Malibu. It really just doesn't get much better than this, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Sunday relaxation. B.O.B. sits back, relax, the beard looking good, fresh haircut, and we're out here just enjoying the beautiful views of Los Angeles. Amazing past week. This is journey part 17. And this week was super special. We had episode 81 of the Purpose in Youth podcast with Rhetorik. He has been the DJ for Logic over the past 6-7 years. I don't want to label him as a DJ. I want to say he's an all-around creative because he makes music, he makes his own clothes, he does a lot of different things. And that podcast was something special to me. I had seen Rhetorik the last time in person was at Bentley University when I was graduating college, and it was amazing to see him now because when I had last seen him, I was graduating. I was months away from graduating college, and I had no idea what I was going to do next after school. And now to full circle to sit down with him, and especially to have watched his journey with Logic over the last 6 or 7 years, it was an amazing podcast, and it was really something special to me. And I do love every podcast, don't get me wrong, but that one was very special to me. Just amazing story, and shout out to Rhetorik if he even sees this, but I appreciate you taking the time to do that, bro. What's funny about Wednesday when that podcast came out, later that night, I was out cruising the streets, Ubering around, and I ended up running into Foley, episode 46 of the podcast. Foley, quick question, bro. Yeah. Best Uber in LA, who would you give? Let's go! And he's actually from Western Massachusetts, and he was on the podcast. Great story. He works heavily with Mike Stud nowadays, and all-around creative as well. Super talented guy, just somebody that has put in the work, is still super young, and is just killing it. So that's a great podcast too, Foley. You guys can check that out. We had to adjust the angle a little bit, get the nice little shoreline in the background so you don't have to look at the beard too much. So then Thursday we had episode 14 of the Breakfast is Served podcast. In the whole, that was with Steve's younger brother, Cameron. He's only 11 years old. He's in 5th grade. He's already done some acting. He loves he wants to be a NASCAR driver, and it was cool. We pretty much 3 guys in their 20s. We interviewed him on just the life of a fifth grader. So that was a cool podcast. And then I got my neon sign, Purpose in the Youth. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to strap on your seatbelt for what I'm about to show you guys. I am stoked that this is now the new Purpose in the Youth studio. Neon sign, baby. That's how you know we the real deal. And we got the little plants underneath. That has been something I've wanted to do for such a long time, since the beginning of the podcast, and I finally got it. And beauty of that, and the beauty of me taking so long to get it, 81 episodes, right? Well, like, what took you so long, Bob? Like, what do you sitting around? You gotta find these little milestones along the way that make the journey worth it, right? Like if I had just started the podcast and had the studio that I had now, I wouldn't appreciate it as much. But as we evolved and as we went from an audio podcast to a visual to now out in LA to bumping up the studio every couple weeks, you appreciate it so much more. And also I love it because it shows people that the documentation of my life and what I'm going through, and just these little baby steps that I'm taking to get me to this whatever peak that I'm reaching for. So I'm super excited that the neon sign is here. It just means so much to me because it's been something I've wanted to do for a long time. I guess the takeaway for this week, honestly guys, you know my spiel, you know the bearded man's deal. I'm here to be nothing but an example to show you guys that when you put in the hard work, things will happen. You cannot sit around and wait for people to hand you the things that you want in life. You need to make it happen for yourself. I have a really, really big podcast coming up this week. I did 2 this past weekend. One guy, he owns a coffee shop in West Los Angeles, and I did a woman who has previous experience doing acting and modeling, but now she's kind of going to the comedy world. This podcast coming up this week is something special. I'm not going to say anything about it, but Wednesday when I record this podcast, this is a game changer. And it's not about numbers, it's not about anything. It is a personal reason to why this podcast is something special, and I cannot wait to record this podcast and eventually get out there someday. So that's it, guys. You know my spiel. Stay positive, stay happy, stay humble. Keep pushing out good content if you're a content creator. If you're not, find that thing that you want to do with your life and just do it. Stop waiting for people to make this shit happen for yourself and just do it. Believe in yourself. Outwork everybody else. Be willing to make sacrifices. We're out here on a Sunday in Malibu. Yeah, I know, looking at this beautiful site, but I am out here crushing the streets of Uber. And if you need a job, then go Uber. That's it. Journey part 17. Please like, comment, subscribe below. You know that whole thing. And just keep staying positive. Have a great week. Thank you guys for always tuning into my content. I really appreciate it. And that's all the Beard Man has to say for now. See you guys next week.
See ya!